Hey guys, and welcome to another Talking Mods with Ron. Today we have probably the number one topic we're always getting asked, I'm getting asked, and most of the people in the industry are getting asked, or people who are trying to break into the industry. How do I get sponsored? Let's talk about it. Okay guys, so we're going to talk about getting sponsored. Here at Mod Bargains, I get a bunch of emails from you guys. I probably get about 3 to 5 a day. Sponsorship is actually a very hard thing. I've talked to other people in our industry. I've heard some people say they get about 50 inquiries a week. It seems to be something that everybody wants to get. Everybody wants free parts. But as in business, I think the first thing we learn in business school is nothing is free. There's no such thing as a free lunch as it goes. As a retailer at Mod Bargains, it's very, very difficult for me to give something away because I'm not the manufacturer. I'm not producing these parts. So our margins aren't what the manufacturers are. We're not introducing a product out. But do sponsorships happen? Yeah, they do happen. So we're going to talk about how to get it. And I got this paper in front of me, so if I'm looking down, I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm just looking down. It's just some key points I wanted to make sure that you guys get to know about and understand, and really understand it from behind the scenes on how it gets evaluated. And one of the number one things that what don't do is we get a lot of just emails, random emails that just come up, and it's just, hey, give me a sponsorship. Hey, let me be the ambassador for this. And hey, let me, et cetera, et cetera. Well, it doesn't work that way. We don't know you. Maybe you could do a great job. A lot of this comes from, your reputation is what's really going to make sure that it happens. And how you present the information of what you're going to do and what's going to be the ROI for us on the back end. So as a manufacturer, as a retailer, or anyone that you're asking for sponsorship from, they're going to look at the ROI. And in order to do that, to understand that, let's talk about that. So one thing you guys really need to do is be organized. And kind of like anything you want to go start a business, you go to the bank, you have a business plan. Well, in the same case here, you need to have like an action plan, a real true plan. And the first question is going to be, who are you?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Why should we work with you? Number two is, what are you going to do? Are you attending car shows? Do you have a YouTube channel? Do you have a big Instagram following? What is it that you're going to do? What are you going to be promoting? How are you going to promote it? What are we going to hold you accountable for? A lot of these things need to be organized. The type of quick pictures you're going to be taking, type of videos, you need to show examples. It's not just, hey, sponsor me, give me free stuff. It doesn't work that way. And if they are, something that's too good to be true where they're giving out stuff, believe me, they're probably making a profit on you. They're probably making some money on you, and they're telling you you're getting a sponsorship. I get those emails all the time. Hey, we're doing a sponsorship. You're going to get 60% off, but they actually are making, 900% margins or something like that on you. An action plan is very necessary. And what should be in that action plan? Well, it's going to be statistics. Statistics, numbers are very important. Why? Again, we're going back to ROI. KPIs, which is another term I'm throwing out. Key performance indicators, right? So we're going to look at, well, okay, you have a bunch of followers, you say, but nobody here is foolish. We know that there's a lot of bots on a lot of these Instagram channels.
Your disguises can't fool me this time, Plankton!
Everyone at the Head Enhancement Clinic said nobody would notice.
We're going to look at how many comments are happening, what's the engagement. Those are the KPIs we're going to look for. What is a true engagement? What is a true post worth? What is a YouTube worth? How many views are you getting? How many minutes are happening through it? So those are critical factors. There are ways in which they are measured. And every company out there does a different measurement because there are some, maybe I'll try to get into some key indications for you guys. I'll try to capture some other stuff in later videos for you guys if this is a topic you guys really want me to get into more. But every company has different metrics that they use in order to measure an influencer. And we call it an influencer because you guys are influencing others to make those decisions. Every influencer is going to be different. You could be a micro-influencer with a small group, but you might have a great influence. And you might actually reach out to those groups. And that could be just a small group within your community. Example would be local colleges. When you run a car club, you have a great, rapport. Everyone gets involved in certain things. You're a micro-influencer, but you do influence it. And believe me, we notice those things and we do look for sponsoring those kind of areas. Obviously, let's say now you've got 100,000 followers and more, it just increases. So you're a different type of level of an influencer. All this matters. The other stuff is, what are you bringing to the table? What makes you special? I mean, if you're not special, you're probably not going to get recognized, right? You might have an eccentric personality. You might be first mover. That means that basically you're the first person to get that car. You're the first person to modify that car. You're the first person to do some modifications to it. You're the first person trying out these products. That's valuable. If you're the first person on the block to have that car, if some of the manufacturers can't get their hands on that car, we need to do some testing. They need testing. So we want to make sure that the wheel fitments are right or the suspension's going to work. You can get sponsorship by the testing. That's probably one of the easiest ways to get something for free right off the bat. But it's very few people, and it's usually going to be people you already know because they've already been in our circle. They let us know what vehicles they're picking up, and there's a value to being first to getting a car. It's also going to be how good your portfolio is. That means what is the work you've done before. If you're a photographer, we're going to look at your photography. If you're a videographer, what kind of videography have you done, right? You're an artist, they're going to look at your artwork. Well, you want to be sponsored for a car. That means you're an enthusiast who's done something unique with his vehicle, and we want to see what kind of work you've done. So not only is it how well you put your car together and how well it looks, it's also what have you done for those manufacturers? Did you give them a shout out? Did you go out to car shows and hand out business cards? Did you, for them, did you talk highly about them? What did you speak about them? Did you represent them? And if you did, believe me, we always hear about it. And the guys who do, word spreads like wildfire. That reputation, it goes a long way. And that's how a lot of guys that you see get sponsored, whether they're sponsored by a tire manufacturer, which is one of the harder ones to get, or one of the major companies is being sponsored by them. That's how it goes about, because we all know who the real guys who show up at the car shows, who are involved on Instagram or Facebook or on podcasts and so forth, because they're going to be on there. Again, it's going to be about what you bring to the table. What happens if you are just starting out? You're just starting, you decided, hey, I really hope in the future I can get sponsorship. You can ask for partial, maybe discounts. It's going to be still how much you engage in the community. We're still going to view that. It might be a small percentage discount, but it's also going to be on what you're currently doing. So here's one major big thing that happens and is very influential because it works. One is you help out a manufacturer or especially a retailer. Since the manufacturers don't sell directly to the public, you go out and say, hey, you decide to work with Mod Bargains, for example, or you work with another company, Company X. You say, hey, I'm going to run this group buy. I know the community, whether it's at my college or I know the community on these boards and so forth, and I'm going to put together a group buy, meaning that I'm going to get together and put 10 of these, 20 of these units sold, 20 of these units sold. We're going to be the first to get them on the market. These 20 guys are going to buy it, and maybe we can get a little bit of a discount. Maybe I can get that free one for organizing all 20 to be the first guys to get it. That works. Now you're developing a reputation. Now you're developing some rapport with us, with that manufacturer. We don't, at least for us, we don't hide how we're making that sale. We say, hey, yeah, we're doing a group buy with this person. We want you to get to know them, and we'll work with them again and see how it develops. Once we see that development happen, it works. So that's one of the big ways to do it. The other one is a really interesting one. It's working with companies when you're fixing a problem, right? Now you have your car, you've had it for a while, and you've realized that there are issues with the car. There can be multiple different things. Maybe the differential is no good, a million different things. The suspension, when it's lowered, has problems. The charge pipe blows real easily. There's all kinds of little things that manufacturers have cut corners or not cut corners, but there's issues with the vehicle, right? Now, when you bring it up and create that, need for it, that's something where, as a mission, my mission to manufacturers is to listen to you guys and to bring that over to the manufacturers. But when you guys also tell us these problems, or when you guys bring it to the manufacturers, that's also a way in which products get developed, and then also, sponsorship happens. Guys, let me know if there's maybe some other sponsorship things that I have forgotten to mention or that you have been successful in getting. I'd love to hear back from what's worked for you guys, what's not worked. Share it in the comments with everybody else. Again, if you guys like this video, hit thumbs up, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next Talking Mods. Thanks again, guys.